I'm glad you mentioned the environmental and public health benefits of the Inflation Reduction Act, because our next speaker, Michelle Solomon from Energy Innovation, is planning on touching on exactly that. Michelle is a policy analyst in the electricity program at Energy Innovation. And in that role, she focuses on accelerating the transition to a clean, affordable, and equitable electricity sector in the United States. Before Michelle joined Energy Innovation, she earned her PhD in material science and engineering at Stanford University. She also worked on electric vehicle policy at the California Energy Commission and served as a Congressional Science and Engineering Fellow in the office of U.S. Senator Edward Markey, a longtime clean energy champion on the Hill. Michelle, we're glad you're here. Looking forward to hearing what you're saying.
Thanks so much for that introduction, Johanna. And yeah, thanks to the previous speakers for all that they've shared and highlighted so far. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, yeah, so as Johanna mentioned, I'm going to be talking a bit about what exactly the impacts of this, transformative, biggest climate legislation we've ever had will be. So here at Energy Innovation, using our energy policy simulator that Sonia originally worked on, we were able to do some modeling and really look at what the impacts of the Inflation Reduction Act will be. And so what we found is that the Inflation Reduction Act will have significant benefits and really bolster the progress that we've been making on renewable energy that's being highlighted by the Renewables on the Rise dashboard. So we found that first, we can reduce greenhouse gas emissions really significantly using the IRA by up to 2,500 million metric tons to 2,800 million metric tons below 2005 levels in 2030. And that's about 37 to 43% below those 2005 levels. Again, putting us really on a path towards reaching that goal of 50 to 52% reduction by 2030 that Sonia mentioned. We also found that along the way to these emissions reductions, there would be important public benefits, including the creation of up to 1.3 million jobs annually through 2030, as well as the prevention of up to 4,500 premature deaths from air pollution, as well as the reduction of up to 120,000 asthma attacks each year. So as we push forward on these emissions reductions and build up our clean energy economy, we're going to see really important economic and public health benefits. So looking a bit deeper into these impacts, we find that the biggest emissions reductions come from the power sector as a result of the increased renewables build out. And so we find that with the incentives from the IRA, the power sector has the potential to generate 72 to 85% of electricity via clean sources in 2030 due to the addition of around 800 to 1,000 new gigawatts of solar and wind. And the important thing about the IRA is that not only does it make clean energy cheaper by extending and expanding tax credits more than we've ever had them before, but it also removes really big barriers to clean energy deployment. And these barriers include debt that is still carried by fossil fuel plants that are costlier to run than local renewables would be, and international supply chains. So the IRA includes programs to refinance that fossil fuel debt while reinvesting in fossil fuel dependent communities and helping them diversify their economies. It also provides manufacturing tax credits that incentivize manufacturing of clean energy components like parts of solar cells, wind turbines, batteries, and inverters to build those supply chains domestically and really bring those benefits home. So these benefits, of course, are not guaranteed, as the IRA does not actually require action from states or utilities. And even with the thoughtful policies that really address so many important parts of the clean energy transition, there will still be hurdles along the way, including the build out of transmission to make sure that we can get all of the new renewables where they need to go. But what the IRA really does is it makes the economic case for renewables stronger than ever before. So now it's time for states and utilities to really walk through the door and bring these benefits and jobs and public health home to their own communities. Yeah, and I'll leave it there. Thanks so much, Johanna.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michelle.